under 5%. That's how many women over 60 carry visible functional muscle. Not fit for her age, not toned. Real muscle, the kind holding a spine straight and a jawline tight without a filter doing the work. You've been sold aging gracefully. Forget that phrase. Gracefully means quietly losing ground and calling it dignity. That's not the plan here. Here's the confrontation. If your training hasn't changed since your 30s, your body has already started ignoring it. Same weights, same reps, same result, going nowhere, fast. That's not bad luck. That's a signal you stop sending. Keep watching, because I'm about to prove the one non-negotiable pillar that separates that 5% from everyone else. And it's not what most women think it is. The gap between what you think is happening to your body right now and what's actually happening is bigger than you've been told. Let's start with the brutal number. You've heard metabolism slows after 40. True, but incomplete. And the incomplete version is what's keeping you stuck. Here's what's actually happening. Muscle tissue is metabolically expensive to maintain. It burns calories at rest just existing. So when muscle mass declines, which it does on schedule starting in your 30s and accelerating hard around menopause, your metabolic rate doesn't slow down as some vague mystery. It shrinks because the engine itself got smaller. You didn't get lazier, you got smaller on the inside. Picture two women, same age, same diet. One trains for cardio endurance, chasing calorie burn on a treadmill. The other trains for load, heavy, progressive resistance. 5 years later, the cardio-only woman has a smaller metabolic engine and a body that just can't lose weight anymore. The lifter has more engine than she started with. Same starting point. Completely different trajectory. Or picture the woman who avoids the weight room because she's not trying to get bulky. She's solving for a problem that doesn't exist while creating the one that does. The shrinking engine, the fading strength, the loss of the exact tissue that would have protected her. Here's the rarity observation. Women who maintain or build muscle past 50 are metabolically operating like they're a decade younger than their birth certificate says. That's not a supplement claim. That's what more engine does. Ask yourself, when's the last time you added weight to the bar instead of just showing up? That's the gap. Most women think the fix is eating less. The actual fix is building more of the tissue that was disappearing in the first place. And that requires understanding why your body responds to food and training completely differently than it did at 30. That's the next pillar. And it's the one almost nobody applies at the dose that actually works. Here's the mechanism nobody explained to you. It's called anabolic resistance. And it means your muscle-building machinery now needs a stronger signal to respond at all. Think of it like a lock that used to open with one turn of the key. At 25, a moderate amount of protein and a moderate workout turn that lock easily. Past 40, and especially past menopause, the same key barely moves it. The lock needs more key in it before anything happens. 3 mistakes are keeping women stuck here. First, training like it's still your 30s. Same light to moderate loads, assuming consistency alone will do the job. It won't. Second, under-eating protein, often by half of what your body now requires to repair muscle at all. Third, avoiding heavy loads out of a fear of injury or bulk, when heavy load with good form is exactly the signal that's missing. The old way, a little protein spread thin, cardio for the calorie burn, light dumbbells for toning. The strategist way, 1.6–2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, split across 3 to 4 real meals, and resistance training taken close to failure because a comfortable weight sends a maintenance signal, not a growth one. Here's the counterintuitive statistic. Women in this age bracket who increase protein and load simultaneously can build new muscle at rates comparable to much younger women. The lock isn't broken, it just needs a harder turn. I've seen this mistake constantly. A woman training 5 days a week, exhausted, frustrated, wondering why nothing's changing. Because she's still turning the key like it's 25 and her body stopped listening years ago. Fix the dose and the lock still opens. That's not motivation, that's mechanism. Now the question becomes, what does the actual training look like, structured correctly? That's the prescription. And it's not the one most women are currently following. Here's the warning up front. The cardio trap. Endless cardio feels productive. Sweat, breathlessness, calories burned on a screen, but cardio alone does almost nothing to fight sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss quietly reshaping your body and your bone density in the background. You can run for miles and still lose the exact tissue keeping your metabolism, your joints, and your posture intact. The non-negotiable solution: resistance training, minimum 3 sessions a week, full body, compound lift focused, squats, hinges, presses, rows. These recruit the most muscle per session and drive the strongest signal for both muscle retention and bone density maintenance, which matters enormously once estrogen decline accelerates bone loss. Here's the second trap, the lightweight trap. Pink dumbbells, endless reps, never approaching failure. That's rehearsal, not training. Your working sets need to land within 1 to 2 reps of failure, and your load needs to increase every 1 to 2 weeks. Flat numbers for a month mean a flat body for a year. Sarcopenia doesn't pause because you're comfortable. Specific tip you can use today: protein timing matters almost as much as total intake. Aim for at least 30 grams within the window around your training session. This is when the repair machinery is most receptive to the signal. Joint health isn't a reason to avoid heavy loading. It's a reason to load through full, controlled range and correct movement quality before adding weight. That's what lets you still be adding load at 65, instead of nursing an old injury that ended your training 3 years earlier. This isn't about looking a certain way. It's about which physical capabilities you keep for the next 30 years and which ones you quietly hand over. And here's the controversial part coming next. The real reason this matters was never actually about the muscle itself. Here's the truth that'll be uncomfortable for some of you. The muscle was never the point. It's the mechanism. The actual payoff is presence, and presence isn't something you can fake with posture or practice. A woman who can deadlift her own body weight walks into a room differently. Not because anyone can see the number on the bar, because her nervous system has certainty about what her body can do, and that certainty is unshakable in a way that no amount of styling or confidence coaching can replicate. You can't perform strength. You either have it or you don't. This is going to challenge what you think you want. Most women start this chasing the way they'll look. The women who actually sustain it for decades are chasing something else entirely: autonomy. The ability to carry their own groceries, lift their own grandchild, move their own furniture at 70 without asking anyone for help. The physique becomes a side effect of that goal, not the target itself. Here's the vulnerable part. This is genuinely hard to sustain, and I won't pretend otherwise. Motivation fades, life interrupts. The plateau will test you around week 6 to 12, every single time. But the requirement doesn't soften because it's hard. That's exactly where most women quit, right before the compounding starts. Flip this from vanity to scarcity. Strength at this age is rare, specifically because most women quit before the payoff arrives. That rarity is the value. It's not vanity to want it. It's simply uncommon to keep it. And uncommon is exactly what makes a woman the anomaly instead of the statistic. Quiet authority isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It's a woman who knows, physically and certainly, that she is not fragile, and everyone in the room can feel that, whether or not they could name why. So here's the final question. Once you know this is about autonomy and not vanity, what's actually stopping you? That's what the last section solves. Here's the non-negotiable action. Muscle first, always. Before cardio, before restriction, before any other fitness decision, resistance training and protein intake come first, every single week, without exception. 3 pillars. Quick recap. 1. Dose your protein correctly, 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, split across 3 to 4 real meals. 2. Train with progressive resistance, minimum 3 sessions weekly, working sets close to failure, load increasing every 1 to 2 weeks. 3. Protect the recovery ledger, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, structured deload every 4 to 6 weeks, joint first progression over ego-driven progression. Now the excuse that's coming, because it always does, it's too late for me. That's the myth keeping the 95% in the 95%. Muscle building capacity doesn't vanish after 40, 50, or 60. It slows and requires a stronger signal, which is exactly the code we already cracked. Women in their 60s and 70s build new muscle constantly once the dose is corrected. Late is a story, not a biological fact. Here's the statistical rarity to sit with. The women who run all three pillars simultaneously for years are vanishingly uncommon in this age group, which means every one of them stands out immediately, in a room, in a photo, in how she carries a heavy bag without thinking about it. This isn't motivational fluff. It's a protocol, and protocols don't care how you feel on a given Tuesday. You either run it or you don't, and the body responds to the one you're actually running, not the one you intended to. The choice in front of you is simple. Keep doing what you've done and keep getting what you've gotten, or run the protocol and become the anomaly. There's no neutral option here. The clock doesn't pause while you decide. 5%. That's who you're choosing to become, or choosing not to. Nothing about that number moves because you feel inspired for a day. It moves because you run the protocol. Protein dosed correctly, resistance trained progressively, recovery protected like it's part of the training, not separate from it. Here's the one line to keep. Your body isn't declining on a fixed schedule. It's responding to whatever signal you're currently sending it. Change the signal, change the trajectory. That's not hope, that's mechanism. No fluff, no hype, just what works, applied at the dose your body is actually asking for. If you're serious about being the unicorn instead of the statistic, the next video breaks down the exact weekly blueprint. Subscribe, and let's build the system properly, one non-negotiable at a time.